What we're trying to do is help people take the concepts that are in the 2017 strategy and improve their ability to make the right decisions at the right speed to get that implemented. In the end, the only strategy that matters is the one that's between your ears when you make a decision, and therefore we need to concentrate on the strategy and the decision part of that. Start by looking at human decision making. What are some of the ways that we get it wrong? What are some of the ways that we get it right? What can we learn from all that and apply to our own decision making? We then, in the next part, look at the types of decisions that you might need to make in all aspects of life, really. And in particular, focus on making decisions in an environment of complexity. And in that first afternoon, we look at some tools specifically around that. The next morning, Kathy Pearson from Wharton takes over, and she takes us through a piece on using your judgment in making decisions, and that's particularly applicable in environments where you've got multiple stakeholders, and that's organisational life, and so it's very relevant for that. So we pick up on decision speed, and so we look at what does that mean, why does it happen, and what can you do to address it. And so we work through a number of mechanisms, frames, and ways of understanding that as an issue. And so we look at what it means for a decision to be effective and what you can do in terms of tools and so forth to do that. And then the last part of the program is bringing all of that we've covered over that day and a half to real problems that people will bring into the room from their practical experience in the Westpac workplace. I think one of the big differences between the senior leaders and the people leaders is that the higher up you go in an organisation, the more you're responsible for building the systems that other people will operate in rather than operating the systems themselves. And so what we do in judgment and decision making in that regard is that in the senior leaders program, we focus a bit more on that first afternoon on complexity and how you can deal with that effectively. And also on the second day, we look in a lot more depth at what you can do to build organisational capability for better decisions. Whereas in the People Leader program, we'll focus more on your individual decision-making expertise and developing that. If Westpac's going to make that 2017 strategy work, and if it's going to make it work by 2017, then people need to be making the right decisions in a timely manner. And so this program focuses absolutely on those two things, with the tools and frameworks that we provide supporting that, so that people are able to take that 2017 document and really make it live. So in the program we look at the basic frameworks for what I would think of as rational decision making, which is the wisdom of years distilled down into important things like make sure you're clear about the criteria, take time to generate good options, take time to be clear about the trade-offs that you're making, those sorts of things. But we also bring in some more contemporary approaches. So there's some great work by Tim Brown and others around design thinking, and by Leonard Schlesinger, a piece called Creaction. And the big idea there is that often for the decisions that we need to make in complex environments, we can't just make a decision. The best way to approach these things is to do a little bit, act, learn. Make another move, act, learn. And it's that incremental approach to getting to where you need to be that's often the most powerful way of operating.